Welcome to the channel and thank you for joining us. Today's an exciting day. We're going to show you how we went from this to this. A thorough inside and out walk through, walk around of a 2025 Thor Hurricane 35R. This could be the last hookup, guys. This Jeep has done well to tow this bad boy. Very, very proud of it. For people out there who wants to shake their heads at us for pulling with a Jeep, go right ahead. We enjoyed it, every minute of it. Can you believe this all started 34 days ago? Yeah. On August the 3rd, we stumbled across this beautiful Class A. It's a 2025 Thor Hurricane 35R, and it's as beautiful inside as it is out. It's slightly longer than our travel trailer, but it offers so much more room inside. We only had about half an hour before they closed, so we did a quick walk around, we talked numbers, and before we left, we put a deposit down, which officially started this adventure. Today, September the 6th, 2025, and we're here to take delivery. We have no clue what is in store for us today, but it has most definitely been an adventure to get here. So, come with us as we go trade in our 2022 Cherokee Alpha Wolf travel trailer to get this 2025 Thor Hurricane 35R Class A. Before you say anything, yes, we bought from Camping World. We will not go into that right now today because we just want to focus on getting to know our new home on wheels. Look, they're even calling it an adventure. So we checked in and we waited. And then we were greeted by Cindy, who called herself Camper Mama. She oversaw the taking in of our trade. Once she had the paperwork and the keys to our Alpha Wolf, we were escorted into service where we looked at our beautiful new camper and met our service tech, and I think his name was Steve. I apologize, I can't remember. Anyway, I'm going to also apologize for the video. The service tech was very nice and gave us permission to do the video, but I felt so awkward because this was the first time for me.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but this one's actually a brake fluid cooler is what that one is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that one, let's see, that's your AC,
See.
that's your transmission cooler, and of course your radiator behind it.
Brake fluid cooler, interesting.
Yeah. So, that one is full. I filled it yesterday. So, yeah. Just always remember on your gauge, 80% on a propane tank is full.
Yeah.
They don't go 100%.
Right.
So, because you have to have expansion.
Electric or gas?
It is so it's strictly gas. So it's a 12-volt water heater, but it's strictly gas.
Okay.
It doesn't have a tank.
So it has to run off propane?
Yeah, it has to run off propane. So it's an instantaneous, on demand. So as soon as you turn it on, you have a thermostat in the bathroom there.
Mm-hmm.
Set the temperature you like, and then within about 10 seconds it reaches that temperature, and it just runs continuous until you turn it off. So, that one's a large storage compartment that goes across to the other side there.
Okay.
This is just part of that same, but your inverter is mounted right
That's
there.
what I thought.
Yeah.
That's probably due to that door.
So it's
being
access
such.
for that
Yeah.
inverter.
Okay.
Yep. This is the house batteries right here,
Okay.
and there's plenty of room to add on to house batteries if you
Okay.
wanted to add on. So, if you were off grid running that inverter, you're only gonna have as many amp hours as in the battery.
Right.
So, but you can always expand.
Yeah.
Go to lithium, then they last you longer.
Yeah.
Does this have a solar panel on the roof, or is it prepped for it, or I don't recall.
I can't remember.
Okay, I
Can't
couldn't
remember.
either. I just probably like to look at it anyways if we can.
So, these are your dump stations here. That's your gray tank and black tank.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Always dump that black first.
Yep.
Fall behind with that gray.
Mm-hmm.
You also have a black tank flush out right here.
Yep.
So fall behind. Once you dump it, run that flush out. Now, me personally, they tell you, make sure that valve stays open. You know, me personally, I close it, I flush, but for a minute or two, open it, because otherwise, yeah, you got to get it up.
More water in there helps.
Yeah, you got to get it up on those sensors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, just
question
don't
I
forget
have,
about it.
This is supposed to have the macerator toilet in it. How does that change? Does that change how we dump or do anything different? Is it just we shouldn't have the problems out of the black tank like we normally do, or what? Because it says it's a macerator toilet, it's what we saw online, and I don't see any switches to turn anything on, so I'm assuming it turns on automatically.
No, I thought that was a standard toilet in there.
Okay, I just remember seeing it somewhere it said macerator.
It's on the
toilet.
bill list.
Yeah.
Let's we'll take a look at
Okay,
it.
I'm just
because normally when it's a macerator, there's also a switch out here.
That's what I was.
And
That's what I was
don't
thinking.
See the macerator.
Yeah.
It's normally
Okay.
a device here. We'll look at it, but it seems like when I flushed that toilet yesterday, that was just a standard toilet. There was no switch for a macerator.
Okay, that's kind of what I was wondering.
Yeah.
We'd seen that. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Thanks.
Let's, of course,
Now, is that like motion detection, or do you have to turn that on and off?
this one here, it is.
Got a switch right there at
Okay,
the top. I see
okay.
it.
It is motion.
There's a switch there at the top, looks like, or is it not?
No,
No,
that's motion.
that's a motion.
Okay.
detection.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
I just didn't want to accidentally leave it on.
Yeah.
You know, that's
So
all.
if it's on, we know the door's open.
Right.
Fill the water tank up through that same connection as well. There's not a separate.
No, there is a separate.
There's a
fill
separate
on this one.
gravity fill. Okay.
And I just want to make sure. When did I see that done? So I probably looked at four I've probably looked at 4 different things since then.
That's the
but
freshwater dump.
that is the freshwater tank dump right
Okay,
there.
excellent.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so easy to get to. The hot and cold are on the other side in another bin.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, outside of your furnace, just like would be on your trailer, so
Yep.
just careful with the exhaust. So this is the water heater here.
Yep.
You might need to come to this side. Sorry for the
No, you're right.
You're working here. Don't.
You get up there.
So again, tankless water heater, okay, on demand. There is an on-off switch right here. There's also a fuse right here. Sometimes, you know, something would happen, check this fuse right here. But they're wonderful in the fact that you set the temperature you like, and you no longer have to use the cold water to temper the water. Okay, so now you're using half the water, filling your tank up half as fast.
Okay.
You know, so they work great in that sense. If you are going to winterize, wonderful, antifreeze goes through them. You don't have to worry about bypass. There's no bypass on these.
Okay.
They just antifreeze goes right
So
through.
don't have to drain them or any of
No.
that. Okay.
No. If you're not going to winterize and you're going to use this thing during the winter, just make sure you have propane and 12-volt power and water, because at 38 degrees they'll turn themselves on and keep themselves warm. So they
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Now, do you have to turn that switch off whenever you're traveling, or just leave it on? Leave it on? Okay.
More of a master switch, just
Yeah,
leave it
it's
on.
just more of a master switch.
Okay. Probably more for maintenance.
Okay.
Cable TV hookup.
Cable
Yeah.
TV hookup.
There's our fresh
There's
water
your fresh
fill.
water fill. Yep. Of course, that's your gas tank.
Yep.
And the generator runs off that gas
Yeah,
too,
I'm running
right?
Your AC right now. Just pull that.
Yeah, there's it's probably locked.
It looks
Oh,
no.
no, it's not.
Shoot, I did it anyways, didn't I?
The lights stay green on the.
Yeah, stay green
Yeah,
up
it
there.
stayed green up here the whole time, so I think we're good.
Alright. So on these ACs, or on these generators, you saw I just popped that cover off.
Yeah.
The biggest thing about the generator, once you have it going, make sure this cover gets back on, because it's all one air chamber, and it uses this to
On the
circulate the air to cool that generator. So a lot of people leave them off, they overheat that generator.
Okay.
You also got to make sure that your oil stays full on them. The other thing is that quarter of a tank of fuel, anything less than that, it's not going to run because they don't want you,
Don't want you stranded.
they don't want you running out of gas.
Okay.
Yeah. So generally quarter tank. Sometimes it'll vary a little bit. Just depends on that tube, you know. But so you just need to make sure that you have that fuel.
And in order to use the house AC and all going down the road, this has
to run.
Okay.
Yeah. So on the outside out here, you do have two breakers, two 30-amp breakers here, so you can support both.
Okay, so it's got single legs. This slide sounds horrible.
Holy cow. Hold down on this button here, and that light will come on. That's priming it, and you can kind of hear it pumping the gas.
Yeah, I can hear it.
You usually just sit here for just a minute.
Come on, man. Does it have more than a quarter tank in it right now?
Well, it'll turn if it does.
It was low on gas, so that's the only reason.
Yeah, I put gas in it.
Did you?
I put like $50 or $60 in it.
Okay.
I had it. Once you do that, it's got an automatic transfer.
So you don't have to come out here to turn it on.
No, this do it inside.
Okay.
I think you can do it from the control panel, and I think there's a panel in the bedroom you can do it from too. I got it.
Okay.
I remember, like I said, I see so many units that.
Probably do some Bluetooth app too.
I'm sure he will.
Well, it's got the connectivity. It probably has.
Yeah, it's a Firefly system, so it should.
I've been seeing a lot of rave reviews on the Firefly system.
What's that?
I've got a lot of rave reviews on that Firefly system.
You can tow with it. So,
Yep.
it's pretty deep. It's kind of shallow there, but it's fairly deep. So, this is a propane quick disconnect.
Right.
So if you wanted to run a grill,
Okay.
so the only thing about these with that quick disconnect, that it has to be in the off position before it allow you to put the disconnect in
Okay,
on or off.
cool.
So, yep.
Another storage.
Just another big storage unit. I'm looking for those drains. There they are. Hot
That's
and
the
cold
hot
water,
cold
low
water tank
point
drain,
drains.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, you have a 120 volt outlet out here if you wanted to.
Same we had on the Alpha Wolf.
Another compartment. And this is the other side of that compartment. Oh yeah. Outside TV.
So important.
It is to so many people.
Not to us, but
I know, but it's just so many people have to have their TVs and
Yeah,
watch
of course, they're
everything.
smart TVs.
yeah.
It surprised me that there's this one. There's the one in the living room, the big one, and then there's the one behind the slide out
Yep.
there, which I thought was weird.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? But I guess.
Giving me a box to put a fireplace in.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
That's
so,
what's gonna go there.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you have the one in the
Fireplace.
living room. So yeah. So
Yeah, we've already talked about that.
Yeah.
That was probably
I
going to
thought that was a little weird. This first one I've seen like that.
No.
So. But hey,
Like I said,
whatever.
everybody wants to watch the sports on weekends.
Yeah,
And
who knows?
let's watch 3 different games at once.
Exactly.
My dad does.
Exactly.
My parents, they do that.
So that's the other side of that big compartment. Of course, that's your 50 amp cord there.
Okay.
Right. As far as yawning, you adjust your arms. Of course, you let the short guy do it.
Oh,
Yeah, we
no.
got rid of that on that. I put the 3000 series one on that Alpha Wolf.
Yeah, I don't like that
it so
one.
much better.
Yeah.
It's a beefier.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I rarely ever use my awning unless I'm just sitting there and there's not a lot of wind and stuff. But switch so you can turn that step off. You know, battery disconnect right here.
What's the panel on this side for?
So that is the inverter panel.
Okay.
So it has the on-off switch right there. Of course, it just stays dark until you pull it up and scroll through it. Yeah. These things all Velcro. The Velcro just comes.
Yeah, we found that when we first looked at it.
Yeah.
The electronics on this seat were disconnected.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they weren't even hooked up. So we hooked that up that first day we test drove it.
Okay. Yeah. The seats just have to be tilted back to bring that bed down fully. But you know, we definitely can give that a shot if you want to do that.
This one's
It's on that side, yeah. And then you just gotta be careful. Remember, put them back up before you bring your slide in, because your slide will hit your seats.
It's unlocked.
Man, that sucker goes down quick too.
It does.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. There's a ladder in the closet in the bedroom for this.
Right.
Yeah, I was shocked when
It's quiet.
And look at
It's pretty quiet.
As I'm going up.
Yeah,
It's quiet though.
it is super quiet. Yeah, a lot of them just they whine and.
Well, we rented a Class A and it was noisy.
Oh, mercy, that is fast.
Yeah.
Probably won't use it very much.
Does that need to stay locked when you go to
Yeah, I would lock it. It doesn't have to be locked out, but I would definitely lock it.
Okay.
Of course, you have on your controls up front here, you have a control to lower that front shade there. So on your big shade there. And then, of course, you have your curtains on the sides. You have your cargo lights there. There's driver's side fan, passenger side fan. Generator start right there, too.
Okay.
So, and then you have your leveling system. Right, and then go ahead, because it requires you to have the engine on and have the parking brake locked.
Right.
So go ahead and get level, and then do your slides, because you don't want to do your slides first.
Okay.
So just that process, get parked, boom, just leave it running, do that. And then this one requires you to have the engine run and do the slides, so then run back and do your slides.
Okay.
So, but the slides are, have you dealt with the leveling systems at all?
On one. It was an Outlaw, Thor Outlaw we rented
Okay.
years ago.
So they on them.
Engines aren't running.
Oh. Sitting here and telling you,
You just-
got to run, and I'm sitting there trying it. Aren't
He
I?
was making sure we're paying attention.
So.
He made sure we're paying attention.
I understood the assignment. There you go. Works as advertised.
Yeah. So right now, like, because we have the slide now, we can move the slides in. I'll show you the whole thing if you
Yeah,
want to do
that's
that.
fine. No, you don't
So,
have to. Yeah, we
but
don't have
typically you would just turn it on, and because right now the jacks are down, it's telling jacks are down, it would say jacks up, and you just hold that auto level button for a second or two, and then it'll just start through its process. Come out of it, you would just scroll down one, and then do the auto retract,
to. Okay.
and you just hit enter. It's going to start bringing those jacks up.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you can adjust it, I guess.
You
the
can
front,
adjust,
if you
yeah,
need to.
front, left, right. Anytime you go to retract a jack, if you're going to do it like an individual jack, you would hit this retract first and then do it.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's on extension.
If one of those is stuck down, how do you get the thing back up to move?
So they, you can actually bring them up. Let's see, by sometimes they have a valve on them that you can actually crack that valve open.
Okay.
And then bypass basically and bring them
To
up.
remove the hydraulic pressure.
To move,
Okay.
to move the pressure on it.
Okay.
So,
And where is that pump located for those? I've never seen that.
well, that's what I was just thinking of. It should have been.
I don't remember seeing it.
I don't remember seeing it either. And that's what I'm trying to think of. And that's on. And you know, you can set them whatever temperature. But what you're looking for is it shows flow, and it shows the fan running, and then it'll show it flame up. So it has to go through those 3 stages in order to start producing.
Okay.
After this, we were escorted back to Cindy, who had to sign off on a WEA sheet for a refrigerator panel repair under warranty and a missing shade in the bedroom. Then we were greeted by Sam from finance. This is where the adventure came to a halt. We found it rather convenient that in the 34 days that we've been dealing with this, no one communicated their down payment policy with us. All we had been told by Austin was, quote, to have a check in hand on September 6th, unquote. We had just given Sam the finance company check, and he looked at us asking for the deposit. We didn't know what the down payment was going to be because they hadn't ever really finalized the trade in value. And of course, over these 34 days, the payoff for our camper, the trade in, had gone down. We also hadn't been able to get them to confirm if they was going to count our deposit toward the down payment or if it was going to be refunded. So writing out a check beforehand was out of the question. We were just learning that they only take cashier's checks, which we didn't have. So now it's 1 o'clock on a Saturday, and our bank doesn't have a branch in Kentucky. So got on the phone, and they tried everything to get Sam to take a check, even confirming that the funds were there. So despite Camping World of Georgetown, Kentucky having a very large check for the purchase and our camper in their possession, they refused to let us leave that day with it. We had to wait until next week when they either got a cashier's check in hand or the money was wired to them. We were so upset, and it felt like they had stolen from us because we had over 90% of the funds in their hands and they had our camper. We left with just paperwork to a brand new Class A that we could not drive home. Thankfully, Navy Federal wired the money first thing Monday morning, and on Monday, September the 8th, 2025, we returned and took her home. Now, what we didn't know was the Will Epic Adventures had just begun. If you'd like to hear more, tune in for the next video. We're going to expose the lies. Be sure to subscribe, click the bell so you know when we post. And thank you for watching.